somebody wants me to share a story about where I had to call in sick to work because I had bad diarrhea, and that's exactly what I'll do. So I was working at Warbaum's in 2005 and 2006. So I had to work an 8-hour shift on register. And, you know, obviously I didn't like to urinate when I was on register because they would have to shut down the register. You'd have to go into the back room, urinate, come back to the register. It was a pain in the ass to get, I mean, they hated when you asked to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to drink like 8 Gatorades and really hydrate myself, and, you know, and then the next day, you know, basically I drank way too many Gatorades and I just had bad diarrhea, and I was just, you know, fluid was coming out. I was just excreting tons of fluid out my, you know, I'm going to speak like my butt. And, you know, I was just pooping tons of liquid. And I'm like, oh shoot, I shouldn't have had 8 Gatorades. And they weren't the mini Gatorades either. They were the gigantic Gatorades. And I drank too much water. And the reason I did that was because I didn't want to have to go to the bathroom. I didn't want to have to go urination when I was at work and register. But what I wound up doing was getting myself sick by drinking too much Gatorade. And I was just pooping tons of water, and yeah, basically, I was preparing to work like an 8-hour shift on Cashier. Another time, you know, obviously when I was working as a cashier, there was a quick change artist. So the guy gave me a $100 bill, then he's like, no, I want a 20, then I want an 80. And he confused me, and he wound up making away with $80. I'm like, I don't know what the hell this guy did. He was just confusing me, and he wound up stealing tons of money from me. I was an honest cashier. I wouldn't, you know, steal money from the register, obviously, like most people don't. And, you know, obviously they were watching me for a while because of that. And, you know, like after an 8-hour shift, they're like, oh, let's see how much money Andrew is short this time. And I was short 3 cents. And if you don't know, 3 cents is pretty good. I mean, everybody's going to lose a penny or two here and there. And they're like, oh, who did you steal the 3 cents from, Andrew? I'm like, yes, I know. I don't steal fucking money. This guy was a quick change artist. He confused the hell out of me. You know, I don't steal money, you know? So that's a story. That's a story there. You know, also, you know, obviously there were times where people would try to buy alcohol, and, you know, you got to always make sure you ask for their ID, you know, because one time somebody came into the store and I didn't ask for the ID, and they're like, shut them down! They called me into a back room and yelled at me, like, always ask for the ID if somebody's buying alcohol. They could be 19 years old, and you don't want this. And I'm like, all right, I'll ask from the ID from this point forward. Obviously, you don't want to sell alcohol to somebody who's 19 years old. You know, accident, but, you know, they yelled at me for not IDing.